Thank you, Don. Welcome, everybody. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We'll get started right away with homeowner comments. So right off the bat, let's start with Paul Beeks. I'm sorry, you're fourth now.
Testing, testing. Here we go. Good afternoon, Sun Lakes. My name is Paul Beeks, a member of the Sun Lakers for Accountability. Over the past years, the board has invested thousands of hours deliberating over the prospects of bringing in their new management company known as Troon. The board is considering bringing in a management company with no California HOA experience, which puts our community at operational risk. The board has spent tens and thousands of dollars on attorney's fees that will make little to no change in our lives. The board has chased off several great First Service employees and will soon terminate many more. The board has put our community through turmoil, and when they begin the management transition, that turmoil will exceed fivefold. My question to the board now that we're taking on additional risk and inconvenience, how much money will we, the residents, save per month on our monthly dues? I'm hoping at least $100 a month per household. We are taking all the risk, not true. They're using us as their guinea pig. Shouldn't we be paid for that? When you buy a CD at a bank, for a short period of time, you're paid a little fee. For a long period of time, you're paid a lot more because of inflation risk. In this case, we're not paid for any of our risk. That's not fair to Sun Lakes. I'm hoping at least $100 per month per household. Otherwise, this management change will be considered a complete waste of time, energy, and money. Next Tuesday evening, here in the ballroom at 6 o'clock, I will personally start the long, tedious job of making the case to recall Gary Burkle.
Thanks, Paul. Jerry Phelps, you're up next, Jerry. Now.
Is this part of your regular board report or member comment?
I don't know, is this the?
Well, you're on member comments. I've
under
got a paper.
comments. Okay, I didn't ask to speak for this, but okay, I'm always willing to speak. I had asked that every governing document from 40 years ago, when Sun Lakes first came into being, be reviewed and perhaps redrawn if necessary. You should have seen me 40 years ago. I was pretty hot. And that's changed. Now I'm just a good-looking older woman. And so are our governing documents. I would like to make a suggestion to the board that they please review all of the older documents and look into changing them. Bring them up to date. Make them look new. I'll never look new again, but our documents should. Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry. Actually, we are in the process of updating. Our attorney's been given that assignment, and he is going to work on updating our CC&Rs and our governing documents. Ken Johnson. Carol, you're up next.
Master Board, FSR, CCL, residents in attendance, those on Channel 97, Ken Johnson, Birdie Drive. As we go down the long and winding road of deciding who will be our next management services vendor, I hope when a decision is made, we can hear from each board member the reasons why they voted yes or no to formally enter into an agreement or not with Troon. I hear a vote is not too far off in the very near future. I'm going to guess it will be a 3-2 vote. Carly Beeks and Joe Ganino will vote no, and they will present some very good reasons as to why Troon would not be a good fit for the Sun Lakes community. Of course, we already know Gary Burkle will vote yes. He has told us he does not need the help from our HOA attorney because he stated at the last coffee with the board, he knows this business better than our HOA attorney. Hopefully, Howard Katz, as our treasurer, will be objective and present a solid financial analysis to protect Sun Lakes as its #1 priority, showing how Troon should be successful in achieving the Sun Lakes agreed-to budget upon officially becoming our management services vendor. Again, I hope Howard's Troon financial forecast is not as far off as Mr. Burkle's, as a treasurer's CPA, the food and beverage budget forecast he made back in January 2025 for Compass CCL, which eventually resulted in a food and beverage being $700,000 over budget. It would have been a greater loss, but Joe Ganino was able to negotiate a CCL contract addendum to stop the bleeding. Lastly, I hope that Carol Tasco will be able to take her wisdom as a 34-year Sun Lake resident and her past Master Board President position to be able to guide us down the best path for our Sun Lakes community. Her knowledge of Sun Lakes should help make her a leader in making sure that there are established key performance indicators to ensure we can tell if Troon is really performing successfully their job or not. Or is she just going to vote for Troon because she made a campaign promise to replace Troon no matter what may happen to our Sun Lakes community? Only time will tell us how the 3-2 vote will eventually come to fruition. Remember, it takes a community to build a community. Thank you.
This one's a little unusual. Carol Tasco.
My name is Carol Tasco, and I live on Shinnecock Drive. I am speaking today as an HOA member and not as a board member. I am deeply troubled by what I have been seeing and hearing in our community. A small number of people have been spreading what I believe are untruths, dishonest comments, and negativity about our master board and the work the board has been doing. And unfortunately, that negativity is having a real impact. It has created unnecessary tension, uncertainty, and fear, particularly among many of our older residents. After 39 years of living in Sun Lakes, I have never seen a master board member elected by our entire community subjected to a recall like this. And now our board president, Gary Burkle, is being recalled. But I have to ask a very simple question: why? What has Gary Burkle done that is so terrible that he deserves to be recalled? What has he done to harm this community? What specific action has he taken that warrants removing a president who was elected by the residents of Sun Lakes? What has he done? Does anyone have a clear answer? Because if there is a legitimate reason for a recall, then our community deserves to hear the facts, not rumors, not personal attacks, not fear, but the facts. And And if there isn't a legitimate reason, then we have to ask ourselves another difficult question. Is this really about the best interests of Sun Lakes, or is it personal? Is this a personal vendetta because someone simply doesn't like our board president? And if it is personal, why should the rest of us pay the price? We all have disagreements. We all have different opinions. That is part of living in a community. But disagreement should never become division, and criticism should never become character assassination. For 39 years, I have watched Sun Lakes grow, change, and overcome challenges. I have seen neighbors come together because we understood that ultimately we are all in this together. So today I'm asking all of us to step back, take a breath, and ask ourselves, what is best for Sun Lakes? Not what is best for one person, not what is best for a small group, but what is best for all of us. This is difficult and, in my view, a very gray day for our community. Let's not allow negativity, rumors, or personal agendas to define Sun Lakes. Let's choose facts over fear, respect over resentment, and unity over division, because our community deserves nothing less.
Michelle Walter.
Good afternoon, Master Board. Michelle Walter with Community Awareness. I just wanted to let everyone know that on Tuesday, September 1st, we are having our Community Awareness presentation, and it has to do with preparedness, what you need to know. Candace Jenkins and Tracy Lineker and Linda Meyer-Kalb will be doing a presentation for us at 1 o'clock. So you want to be here at 1 o'clock next Tuesday, and it is from 1 to 3. Thanks.
Thanks, Michelle. Charlie London. And next up is Denise Luxton after Charlie.
Good afternoon, everybody, Master Board, and all those in President Channel 97. I would like to know how much background the three new members of the board, Carly Beeks, Carol Tasco, and Howard Katz, have been provided about the Troon management change. It appears that the effort to bring Troon dates back to June of 2023. Does it go back to the development of an RFP by an anonymous group? RFP is the request for proposal. Wanted to know how much information they received from Sandra Gurnick, Mary Jo Muckelwing, supposedly conducted. We were told, Ms. Gurnick, that all the information she had was turned over to the board when she resigned. But none of that has been made available to the community. Does it even exist? This all brings the question of how they could possibly make a decision of this magnitude, having only been on the board for 4 months. I appreciate the need for confidentiality, but shouldn't the community at least not know the objective basis for upon which a decision is being made?
I guess I have to ask the question. Do you realize?
I would like to have one of the new board members answer that question.
Well, I'm just curious because we are having a town hall at 5:30 on this subject, you know? So, I mean,
Answer the question if you don't mind.
Can you repeat the question, please?
I only thought I had 3 minutes.
It's okay, I'm sorry.
What we want to know basically is, in 4 months, how can you make a legitimate decision on a major impact of our HOA changing management companies and the results of what it's going to do to our HOA accounts, Troon they have no HOA management corporation in California. They merged with a company called Icon. Icon has some here.
Okay,
But it's
Charlie,
still,
Charlie, can you let her answer the question because she's...
yes, please answer the question.
Okay, I did ask if I could see all the other management groups that they were looking into, and they said the board said that they would like to use the ones that are already at the top of their line, which was Troon, First Service, and also Management Services.
Management Trust.
Management Trust, sorry, surgery. So I did not get all the information. No, I did not. And I asked for it. And as you can see, that's where we are today.
Thank you. What about Howard and Carol?
Your time's up, Charlie. Denise Luxton. Clown.
Good morning, Board. Good morning, residents and people on Channel 97. I'm Denise Loxton, and I'm in District 21. I moved here a little over a year ago because of our beautiful Sun Lakes community. Now, with this recall that seems to have been planned for several months, our beautiful community is being divided. It's a shame that with only a few months left before the next election, the community will have to decide to vote yes or no to recall Gary. This recall will cost us $18,000, and if the recall goes through, a new board member will only be seated for a few months and then have to run again. What a waste of money and resources, and it's just a shame that our community is being divided. Gary was voted in by our residents, and everybody, he was actually voted in. He was number one when he was elected for the votes. Please vote no on the recall and keep Gary Burkle as our president. Thank you.
Tammy Alexander. Tammy, are you here? Next up, Bob Hicks.
Hi, good afternoon, board and members. Tammy Alexander, District 16. I want to address a statement made previously by Jeff Ranieri at one of the Sun Lakers for Accountability meetings. It was actually the first town hall, because it's important that our community has accurate information when we discuss management options for Sun Lakes. Jeff said he found out that Troon North, one of Troon Golf's largest properties, is managed by FSR. The implication was that Troon Golf uses First Services to manage their HOA, and that is not accurate. Troon Golf does not own Troon North because they don't own the community. They also did not hire First Services or have any authority over who manages the HOA. Troon North has a master association, and that master HOA is managed by FSR, but Troon North is made up of more than 13 separate gated and non-gated sub-associations. Some use FSR, some use Cornerstone, and others use smaller management companies. There is no single FSR, no single management company for all of Troon North. Troon Golf only manages the golf club at Troon North. The golf club and the HOA are completely separate organizations. The reason they share the Troon name is branding and history, tracing back to Royal Troon in Scotland, not because Troon Golf owns or controls the residential community. Also, that master plan community was given the name Troon North because it sits north of the golf course and because of the prestigious name that Troon has. Second, I want to address something that applies to a lot of Sun Lake homeowners, and it's the excessive HOA document fees that are charged by FSR when you sell your home. I was involved in a recent sales transaction, and the FSR charged the seller $1,459 for standard HOA documents. These documents are things such as CCNRs, bylaws, minutes, insurance certificates, and budget reports. These documents already exist and are stored electronically, and they're simply emailed to escrow, and then escrow emails them to the buyer. Many HOA companies in California charge $150 to $350. FSR charges these high fees because their internal policy allows it, not because the work requires it. These fees are not tied to labor or complexity. They are tied to a business model that treats escrow disclosures as a profit center. We deserve a management company that charges reasonable industry standard fees, not one that burdens sellers with some of the highest resale charges in the state. Thank you.
Bob Hicks. Read this, Joe, for me. Just for your-
Good evening, Master Board, First Services, and Morrison CCL, and fellow members of Sun Lakes. I would like to clarify the history surrounding board discussions about potentially replacing First Services, and then ask 2 questions about the process. The events that have led to where we stand today actually began in the spring of 2023, over 3 years ago. In June of '23, the then chair of the Financial Advisory Committee, FAC, Don Day, presented the board with materials from several HOA management companies, including Troon, Keystone, and Management Trust. The materials also included a financial comparison between Troon and the existing FSR agreement. The action was not board authorized and resulted in Day and another member of the FAC being suspended from the committee. Troon also denied any involvement in the financial analysis Day presented. The board subsequently asked the Procurement Committee, PAC, to assess and evaluate those materials that had been presented. I was the chair of the Procurement Advisory Committee at the time. Our findings were documented in a formal report issued to the board and posted on the Sun Lakes website. In summary, we concluded that the proposals, as they were called, quote unquote, were largely marketing information and not sufficient to constitute a formal competitive procurement. Against that background, I would appreciate clear answers to 2 questions. As the board liaison to the FAC at the time, did Mr. Burkle have knowledge of the FAC's clandestine efforts to seek proposals from alternative management companies? If so, did he provide any direction, guidance, or assistance to Mr. Day or other FAC members or Troon? How about conversations with Sun City Shadow Hills? When did Mr. Burkle, the second question, when did Mr. Burkle discussions with Troon considering the possibility of Troon replacing FSR as the Sun Lakes Management Company actually occur? And in what capacity were those discussions conducted? I am asking the board to carefully consider these questions before responding to the community, because establishing an accurate timeline would help the membership understand how the process developed and distinguish the rogue activity that occurred in '23 from the formal procurement process that follows. Thank you.
Mary Jo McElwain.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Master Board, and management staff. I would like to tell you of just one of the issues of why we need a new management company. This is based on my experience as an 8-month Master Board member, a Finance Committee member for 6 years, Common Area Committee for 2 years, and currently my 2 years as president of the Lakeside 2 Condo Association. We in Sun Lakes face a lack of accuracy and oversight of our financials, which are managed by FSR in their regional office. Here are some examples. In 2023, 3 members of the Finance Committee had a meeting with FSR regarding the low interest return on our investments. It appeared that First Residential Financial was not considering the many opportunities for better interest rates. And mind you, they are the experts. This lack of oversight probably cost Sun Lakes in excess of $100,000. Again in 2023, members of the Finance Committee asked FSR about the credit card fees, and after FSR reviewed the contracts, they were reduced to 4%. This cost Sun Lakes tens of thousands of dollars. Going forward to more current issues. In 2025, the Finance Committee again pointed out several balance sheet accounts that hadn't been reconciled for 2 years, bad debts with no write-off for 3 years, bank reconciliations with adjustments over a year old, and in October of 2025, the financials had to be done twice because of a $98,000 error. And even the accounting for the Legacy Brick program had to be corrected. This was brought to the attention of FSR by a board member. These are just a few examples. We are a $17 million business. Our finances are complicated, and as recommended by other management companies, we should have our own on-site staff handling all our accounting and directly engage with the brokerage firm for our investments. I asked FSR upper management if that was possible, and without hesitation, they responded by a firm no. It wasn't possible to have our accounting performed in our admin offices. And just so you know, the FSR Regional Accounting Office does accounting for 251 other clients. The board has the responsibility for our financials, and they should select a company who recognizes our need for on-site accounting. Troon Company recognizes this need, but the choice belongs to the master board, and they are obligated to protect our finances. Thank you.
Kimberly Ellis. Kimberly, are you here? There you are.
I'm not used to this, so hello, everybody. Oh, I'm not used to this, so hello, everybody. I'm here as a resident. I'm speaking to request an update to 2 incident reports I have submitted concerning conduct relating to the recall petition. The first incident report was regarding 2 individuals who attempt to take photographs of a petition during the SLA information meetings. I have now learned that one of these individuals apparently succeeded in taking a photograph, and the photograph was posted on Facebook this past weekend. This is extremely concerning, particularly because I understand that my report is not the only complaint regarding this type of conduct. I have learned that several others' concerns have been reported as well. I also submitted an incident report after I was confronted at the pool and was questioned about why I had signed a petition supporting the recall. I felt that this interaction was intimidating and inappropriate. I have since learned that this individual has confronted other members in a similar manner, and
You're okay, Kim.
thank you. Right now I gotta find where it was. I have since learned that similar manner, and her name also appears in the connection with the Facebook post. At this point, what action has been taken regarding these incidents and the other complaints that have been submitted? When will these incidents be investigated, and when will appropriate action be taken to prevent further intimidation, harassment, and improper handling of distribution of petition information? Members should be able to participate in a recall process and express their opinions without being confronted, intimidated, or having their petition information improperly photographed and distributed. I respectfully request a written or just some answer explaining what steps have been taken, what additional steps have been taken, and when members can expect these concerns to be addressed. I want to understand the process. I did today make a police report, and I do have the report number, because I love this community. I talk to everybody. I'm not in a clique, and I don't want to feel uncomfortable when I'm around my fellow people. Thank you.
Sue Savage.
Sue Savage, Indian Canyon Drive. My concern about Chris Mitchell, FSR, began when I asked for bank statements and had to go to court to get them. We saw Chris Mitchell bring a box of bank statements to court because the judge was going to make him hand them over. Chris Mitchell now provides bank statements every month on our website since that day in court. Obviously, the report they posted on every bulletin board in every clubhouse saying they won in court was not accurate. History tells me FSR is not forthcoming and has not been honest. I ask, are those who defending FSR complicit? The law requires candidates be present when votes are counted. After our last election day with no candidates present, Chris Mitchell, FSR, sent out an e-blast saying the vote had been recounted, the results had changed. Then he put out a second e-blast saying the votes had been recounted a second time with yet again different results. Many people I talked to said the ballots got compromised. They said they had no faith in the election results announced by Chris Mitchell, FSR. Our own rules and regulations state upon receipt of a written request from a member, the association will make ballots available for inspection and review by association members. I have emailed Chris Mitchell 3 times to make the ballots available for inspection and review by me and a group of association members. Like the bank statements, Chris Mitchell, FSR, says he has provided everything, and yet not a single ballot has been viewed, nor a specified inspection time and date been provided. So I ask you, if Chris Mitchell, FSR, won't obey Sun Lake's rules and regulations, why should the rest of us obey rules and regulations? A small group is forcing a recall of Gary Burkle, costing all of us about $17,000 per Chris Mitchell. Many people are saying the small group should be paying the recall expenses themselves, not us. The rest of us are saying let Gary Burkle finish out the last 4 months of his term, like we elected him to do. Chris Mitchell, FSR, won't let us inspect the changed results of the last election. Why should we think the results of the upcoming recall election will be valid? We all saw Chris Mitchell, FSR, change the vote not once but twice in the last election. Lastly, this morning, Chris Mitchell, FSR, sent out an e-blast notice for a meeting in Banning City Council chambers about the warehouses. I understand the board did not authorize the e-blast notice, with Chris Mitchell taking it upon himself to email it to everyone. Chris Mitchell acted outside our board's approval, seemingly on behalf of the warehouse developer. Why?
Not true.
Jennifer Hogarty.
Yes, that's right.
Should be something we talk about. Number one, the settlement, and I believe Bob Walter, you were there at the settlement. It was a settlement, and all the documents that were brought in the box were what you requested. So having said that, I just produced statements. That is what you had requested, and I provided it to you. And in front of the mediator said we had provided this, and here is copies as well. Mr. Walter said, just settled it so it's done. I don't have to deal with it anymore. Bob, is that correct? Thank you, sir. I have a second on that. No more. This is my comment as you slandered me. Number two, Chris Mitchell was not responsible for the war in Hormuz, Strait of Hormuz. Chris Mitchell's not responsible for COVID. Chris Mitchell's not responsible for any of this. Chris Mitchell has advised you in an email that I've sent regarding your election, the inspectors of election, per the civil code, must maintain as a chain of custody the ballots. That is why every year, 10 years I've been here, they count the ballots, they take the ballots back with them. It is a chain of custody, because if they were to leave it here, somebody could alter it, but Mr. Mitchell did not alter it. Mr. Mitchell did not see the ballots, did not interact with the ballots. Mr. Mitchell, I'm going to start using third person, I guess. Mr. Mitchell said, emailed updates to the community because the community was asking for updates of why it was taking so long. And I used the information that came from a third-party contractor and their statement, and I emailed that to the community to keep them informed. How they performed the recount, that was under their process within their office. Now, if you want to go look at those ballots, you must go to their facility. Chris Mitchell cannot do anything about that because the law says 1 year, and you forgot the word. There's a word that says when it's returned. During the first year, when it's a potential challenge, the inspectors of election must maintain those. So if they go to court, they can show a chain of custody directly from the member to them. Management nor the board never change it. So I do take exception to you saying I changed the ballots. That's not the case. And I was not responsible for what happened in Florida with Gore versus Bush. Number two, then finally, and I think I've lost it, but I need you to stop saying lies out in the public against myself. Stop blaming me for things that I did not do or imaginary things. Lastly, the city of Banning requested, and we have, and you being on the city council as a treasurer, I believe, try to have a relationship together. And when the city of Banning, and I have already said who those people were from the planning department, requested, please post this as you are an owner of the property, Sun Lakes. This is your official notice. Please notify your community. This is not Mr. Mitchell making a deal on the side with the city. I am just trying to provide you, the residents, information of what's going on with the city, as we've done in the past. We're trying to build the bridges with the city because with the water issue we've had, the utility building we've had, the effect on the financials we've had, we are trying to build a relationship. So do not, keep my name out your mouth. That's it, done.
Jennifer Hogarty.
Emotionalness. Okay. Yeah. One of the most serious, I guess I'm supposed to introduce myself. I'm Jennifer Hogarty, District 3, La Costa Drive. One of the most serious concerns in Sun Lake and Lakeside 1 is FSR's ongoing failure to enforce our community's parking rules consistently and effectively. This is not simply an inconvenience, it is a safety issue. Improperly parked vehicles can restrict access for emergency vehicles, potentially delaying fire, medical, or other emergency services when every second matters. This should be a priority for any management company responsible for our community. We also have situations involving people living in garages or using garages for purposes other than parking. Some residents receive citations, leave temporarily, and then return in a few weeks. Others use visitor parking as their permanent parking space instead of using their garages. This is unfair to residents who follow the rules and prevents visitors from using spaces intended for them. Securitas, which is managed by FSR, primarily identifies violations and issues citations, but citations without meaningful follow-through are not enforcement. If repeated violations have no real consequences, the same violations will continue, and they do. The problem extends beyond parking. We also see inconsistencies in architectural and landscaping enforcement, and I'm talking outside of the condos. One homeowner may have paint, shrubbery, or vines that appear to violate community standards while nothing happens. Another homeowner may receive a citation for a similar violation. This issue is not whether homeowners should be treated harshly. The issue is whether everyone is treated fairly and by the same standards. Inconsistent enforcement creates frustration, undermines confidence in management, and can create the appearance of favoritism or unequal treatment. Our rules exist for a reason: to protect safety, property values,
and the quality of our community. Residents deserve a management company that enforces those rules consistently, objectively, transparently, and promptly. FSR has had opportunities to address these concerns, yet the problems continue. This is no longer an isolated mistake. It's an ongoing pattern of inadequate enforcement and accountability. If FSR cannot or will not enforce our community's rules effectively and consistently, then we should seriously consider replacing FSR with a management company that will. Fair and consistent enforcement is a basic management responsibility. Our residents deserve nothing less. And Gary, I personally apologize for all the crap you've been put through, and I would personally support voting no on the recall.
Grace Oswald. Grace Oswald. She here?
Yes.
Oh, there she is.
Hi, I'm Grace Oswald, and I'm really nervous because I don't do public speaking at all, ever. Okay, I don't do public speaking ever, so my heart's pounding.
Where do you live, Grace?
On Sneed Street here, in District 11.
Okay.
Condos. Anyway, everybody did such a good job. Everyone did such a good job speaking, and Kimmy, I applaud you, and Carly, I love you, but I have some different opinions too. Anyway, I just think that we're in a hurry for something, and when something's trying to be rushed through, it scares me. But I've kind of looked up a few things too, and I know that the contract or the budget for next year is already in place, correct, I think? And so I don't know what the worry is about things being raised, because they're raised every year anyway. God, I don't know what I have here. Hold on. I know I have to hurry, but I don't know. I think it's kind of a good idea about our own accounting in our admin office. And okay, the 2027 budget's in place. And
I'm sorry, our 27 budget is not in place yet, just to clarify.
It's a work in progress.
Okay, it's still a work in progress. Okay, but that's going to be in place before another management company would come in.
That's probably true.
Okay. And then I do believe that Shadow Hills that's run by one of the offshoots of Troon actually brought their golf fees down this last year. And they're renovating their larger golf course. So I don't think they're doing anything horrible about golf over there. Well, I'm not sure it's a total. Doesn't the board actually have the final say? I mean, does not the company you would hire have to go through the board for any decisions? They work for the board. So what's the worry? I mean, I think, and like Gary, like they said, Burkle won't be here in 4 months because his term is up, and the board has the decision to decide if they want something to be raised or not. I mean, our actual condo fees went up almost to the limit that they could do it. They were right under the limit. I mean, that would be legal. So they went up quite high, as well as the. Anyway, okay, that's all I have to say.
Thanks, Grace. Sandra Gutnick.
Good afternoon, board, residents, and management. I've been trying to do my best to stay out of it since I resigned in the passing of my mother, but I had to speak here briefly. A gentleman got up here just a few minutes ago, and I believe was referencing someone named Mrs. Garacht or something like that. So, and I have been out to this accountability website, which has used my name. It can't seem to spell it correctly. So I just want to clarify for those of you involved, my name is Sandra Gutknecht. It's Gutknecht. I was on the board. My name can be found everywhere in past board documents. It's not difficult to look up the spelling or to ask someone about the pronunciation. So I'm sorry to find myself being referenced in this way. There was also an accusation, as I understood it, that I took my confidential management company proposals, emails, and documentation and handed that over to the Procurement Advisory Committee, who had also signed confidentiality agreements, instead of turning it over to the community for all of you to read. I don't understand that accusation. These are confidential board materials. I have been asked a lot of questions since I resigned. It is my commitment to maintain the confidentiality that I possessed when I was on the board. So I turned my materials over to a group, our Procurement Advisory Committee, who was working with us on the board selection, who had signed a confidentiality agreement. And that is probably where they remain. But if they're not there, that's a different issue and something to be taken up with the board if you don't have the reports that you want. But I don't want to have my name used inappropriately. I don't want to be accused of things. I am still healing and recovering from what it is that I have been through in the execution of my mother's estate. So thank you for leaving me alone.
Thanks, Sandra. Thank you all. I appreciate and respect everybody's opinion. Now we'll move on to reports, and we'll start with Chris, Executive General Manager's report.
Bear with me, usually Chelsea helps me out with this, so I'm going to wing it here. This is General Manager's update of what is happening, just some quick updates before we get to the rest of the board meeting. As a reminder, and I think Michelle will probably talk about that during the marketing update, but save the date, October 10th, 2026. It's the Sun Lakes 40th anniversary. A lot of great things are going to be provided to the members free of charge. So Michelle will be talking about that. Number two, there are a couple of projects that we will be working on. The road work, that was approved, and I'll read that when I get to the executive session actions. The pavement management plan, so the association has a 5-year pavement management plan to try to hit all of the streets in the community within 5 years. The 2026 phase was approved by the board. We will look to start work in November. Before that, we will make sure to get out, and I know Ednan and Bob Murray will work on this, getting the maps from Julie of the streets that will be impacted, getting that to you in advance so you know what's happening on your street. Also, a lot of message to management comments have been made regarding Myrtle Beach. The board did approve today addressing the water drainage. We've had some drainage issues with runoff. Also with as the sprinklers spray that area, the drainage where the water goes, it's caused some issues with mushy ground, the trees losing their stability. The board did approve that project to be done, and that will be coming shortly. We'll announce that. Ednan will do an e-blast when we will be closing that park to allow the construction to begin. We will give you advance notice on that. Another thing, message to management that we've been receiving a lot is the recall election schedule. What's happening with that? Where is it? So this is the timeline. Today is the last day for anyone to nominate who wants to be nominated or nominate themselves to run. Just a quick, I had a member last night email me regarding why this process. And so there will be a ballot. On the first part, think of it as Part A, is whether to recall a sitting board member or not. If Part A is successful, they have to have a Part B, which then lists, and this is per our governing documents, who will be the replacement, who will fill the replacement term for the departing board member if Part A is approved. And so there's two parts of the ballot. That's why we had to do a nomination. That's why you're going to see signs up in the community that will say a candidate or yes on recall, no on recall. Those signs can be allowed. They're allowed to be, our internal rules here for the election allows to be 90 days before the election, and so those signs are already starting to come up. That was another question by the homeowner. So that today is the last day for the nomination. If people would like to complete, if the recall section of the ballot is successful, one of the candidates will fill the departing board member. So that today is the last day. There will be then a general notice that will be placed in the clubhouses on the website, letting you know the location of the election, where you can mail ballots, and some other information. Ballots and materials will be mailed September 28th. So after that, if you haven't received it 7 to 10 days, there is a notice to contact NLB. They are the new inspectors of election that are running this election. You can contact them to say, hey, I didn't receive a ballot. Maybe it was mailed to the wrong address. Also in the notice, it will say, perhaps you are an owner that doesn't reside in the community. You'll have an opportunity to reach out to NLB to change the mailing address if so desired. And then finally, the special election meeting day will be October 29th here in the clubhouse, and it will be just like a normal election. We'll have the delegate assembly there, and the ballots will be opened here in front of everyone. So that is the recall schedule. Some sad goodbyes. We're going to be losing two of our staff members, Etanisa Lopez Ortiz, who is the Planning and Compliance Manager. She will
Chris?
be... Yes.
If I may.
Yes.
Do people have to use the official ballot, or can any piece of paper do?
No, there's an official ballot, and that will be laid out in that notice that NLB will be sending. Okay. Well, again, back to some sad goodbyes. So Etanisa will be leaving us on September 4th. Edgar Lagunas will be replacing her. He's being promoted, and he will be managing that department. Linda Vang with Recreation, she will be leaving us on the 31st. And we are going to recruit for that position. Angelica, who is just newly hired, who's the coordinator, will work with me, kind of stabilize the department for the remaining period until we can hire a replacement for Linda. And then a true sad farewell to a good friend of Sun Lakes. Many of you may not even know Monaco. Monaco Sanchez was with Artistic Maintenance. He is about the same date as Tammy Morgan, who worked here for 30 plus years. Monaco started working here as a tech, doing landscaping, irrigation, moved up with the company. Monaco really did a lot for this community that a lot of members don't know. Holding the line for several years. Bob, he held the line for 4 years on raising rates with Artistic when the rest of the vendors were raising fees. Always willing to get anything done. Joe needed those flowers for the Christmas, whatever, the flowers that you can put on the poinsettias, thank you, for the memorial brick. Monaco went out and got him himself, took care of that for the association. He's going to be sorely missed. He leaves behind three daughters, a wife. He was 54 years old. So he will be missed, and it really stings. With that, that completes my report, and I do miss Monaco greatly.
Thank you, Chris, but I guess you're up again, executive
Yes, I guess I
session.
am. I got to get serious again. Let me get my music voice. Okay, or the DJ voice. Okay, this is the August 2026 report on executive session actions. This report will give the community an update on actions that were taken by the board at the executive session meetings held on August 10th, August 12th, August 21st, and August 26th, at which time legal matters, member discipline, formation of contracts, and personnel matters were discussed. Relating to member matters, the board reviewed and voted on 2 member variance matters. The board reviewed and voted on 4 member discipline matters. The board reviewed and voted on 2 architectural change requests. The board reviewed and voted on an appeal of a MAC decision, Master Architectural Committee. The board reviewed and provided guidance on several member letters. The board provided guidance to a member regarding a proposal for a group formation. The board reviewed potential committee interviews. The board reviewed and voted on 5 member waiver requests. For legal, the board reviewed and approved the executive session minutes for May 2027. The board received several updates from legal counsel. The board voted to write off delinquent account balances that were deemed uncollectible. The board approved a foreclosure process on the following APN numbers: APN 440-030-041, 440-210-025, 419-310-028, 440-180-036, 440-020-079, 440-040-036, and 440-141-017. The board received and filed member house accounts, that is for the monthly RV and golf membership payments, and the assessment delinquent report for the month of July. The board received and filed monthly collection attorney reports. The board voted to continue foreclosure on a property. The board met with a homeowner in regard to a settlement, of delinquent assessments. The board met and received management updates from First Service and Javier with CCL and Rachel. The board met to discuss and review the community management proposals. The board met and voted on engaging a liquor license consultant to review and adjust the ABC liquor license footprint. The board received an update from Securitas. The board reviewed the project activity and investment reports. The board reviewed and tabled several golf refund requests until the September 9th executive session. The board reviewed and voted on 1 RRA fee waiver. The board reviewed the RFPs and voted to award J.B. Bostic the contract for the 2026 road work to begin in November 2026. The project will be funded by the Repair and Replacement Fund in the total amount of $756,904. The board reviewed and voted to reschedule the Go Access project start date to Q1 of 2027. The board reviewed and voted on a proposal for the RV lot Wi-Fi. The board reviewed and voted on a new standard for the delegate newsletter printing. The board reviewed and voted to proceed with a drainage repair project for the Myrtle Beach Park. This project was awarded to Artistic Maintenance in the amount of $30,802.50 to be funded from the Repair and Replacement Fund. And finally, the board reviewed an update from Gallagher, the insurance broker, on the renewal of Master Association insurance policy. That completes the executive session actions.
Thank you, Chris. You can take a break now and catch your breath.
Thank you.
But let's move on to other reports. How about sub-associations? Do we have any sub-association reports? Doug Swenson.
Thank you. Just a brief message for all of our sub-association Fairway Village people. We likewise have a budget, as Sun Lakes has a budget, and we are having our first and hopefully our only meeting to discuss the budget for 2027. Our meeting is the 18th of September at 10:30 in the morning in the admin boardroom. So anybody from the villas who would like to attend, please show up. Thanks.
Thanks, Doug. Delegate Assembly, report Delegate Assembly.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dave Miller, District 5 Delegate and Vice Chair of the Delegate Assembly. I'm just here to quickly remind everybody, tomorrow we have a Delegate Assembly meeting, 2 p.m., right here in the ballroom. Like to see everybody there. And just a couple of things we're going to go over. We're going over quite a few things, but a couple of things we're going over. Hopefully we'll get a update on the age verification forms, which are very important, folks, and we're still accepting those forms. So those of you who've been procrastinating, get them in right now. If you have any questions, you have any issues, call your delegate. They will be more than happy to help you. And also, we're also going to discuss the newsletters. A lot of people don't know, but the delegate newsletters are actually official HOA documents. And so we're going to go and, now the delegates know the rules, but we're going to remind everybody, actually tell everybody in the community what the rules are. Thank you.
Do we have a representative from the City of Banning? City of Banning?
We do need to get an update on
Sunset Crossroads, Jerry Phelps.
Hi, I'm Jerry Phelps from Sunset Crossroads, North Point, Paso Alliance, the whole mess that's happening on Sunset and Sun Lakes Boulevard. Today, I may take an extra minute. I hope that's okay. Yeah, I want to talk about the alert that everybody got, the e-blast that everybody got today. I did talk to Chris Mitchell, and he was very forthcoming. He received a call from Matthew Basai, who is an interim commissioner in the development department. He works under Mark Staples, who is the planning development manager. As a matter of fact, it was not a city council person or Elizabeth Gibbs, who is the executive, who is the city manager. It cannot be official because it becomes official when it's published in the newspaper. And until that time, it's just a matter of words. Also, what was sent to us was not an official city document that has the city seal on it. So what I don't know if what Chris did was to take what he learned from Mr. Basai and put it into a format that could be e-blasted to all of us. In any case, they have no right to do what they're doing until after the vote. One thing I will say in favor of what they're doing is to prohibit warehouses and detention centers. They are going to limit battery storage centers. I don't know what limit means, but that's what we got in the e-blast this morning. If anybody has any questions on that, please try to find me after the meeting and I'll answer them further. The Paso Alliance attorney will be delving into this issue and why I'm here today. We did have a very successful Tacos, Booze, and News event. This was a fundraiser. We did raise money. It was also to bring about camaraderie in the community, and I think we were extremely successful at that. The turnout was excellent. We had 80 people come. At that time, I also discussed lawn signs. It's very important for us as Sun Lakes residents to make sure other Sun Lakes residents know what is going on with regard to these warehouses. I have talked to people that look at me like I'm speaking Greek. What warehouses? I don't know what you're talking about. Please tell me what is happening. And I look at them askance. This is all I do in my life now. I put my husband on hold, and he comes back as my husband on November 3rd when we vote. I wanted to say that the next step, obviously, is the vote. For that, we have to educate the community. We have managed to get a sign on the 10, a big billboard. It's been donated to us by a gentleman from downtown Banning, and it will say, "Vote no." On measures U, V, and W, most people will say WTF or UVW. And so in the October issue of Lifestyles, I have defined that. Also, there is a meeting on September 10th when we are doing another news format fundraising event where we will go into that at length. I can go over that very briefly with you now. The big thing is to remember to vote no. No, like in November. We have been presented with a deadline on getting our arguments into the registrar of voters with regard to the measures. We've put that in, and we would just serve with a rebuttal from the city. And that is being answered at this point, too. We have had excellent people sign as witnesses on the argument, and we'll have them on the rebuttal. Can I just go on 1 minute more?
Go ahead, Jerry. You have
Thank
time.
you. At the meeting that we're having on September 10th, we will be announcing that we need another $50,000 in order to fight this, because the city was not supposed to discuss anything on account of the referendum, and what they're doing now by bringing up the Sun Lakes issues and the what the North Point is offering by prohibiting and limiting is just not what they're allowed to do until after the ballot. We have to hire an attorney, we have to use our attorney, and he needs to be sued, and that's another $7,500. So if anybody wants to write me a check, I'll be in the back. Thank you very much for the extended time. If you need me, please ask questions, phone me. I think my phone number is in the telephone book. I am open to speaking with anybody at any time, and I hope to see you at this September 10th meeting at 6 o'clock. Thank you very much, Board, for allowing me the extra time.
Jerry, just one quick thing. So on where they communicated to us, and maybe afterwards you can just write your email, I'll forward this to you, but they provided us their proof of publication in the Press Enterprise dated August 12th.
It was not in the Gazette, so it was in the it was in the Press Enterprise.
And so I can email this to you if you give me your email right after.
I will do that.
Okay.
Thank you. I looked all over the Gazette.
Yeah,
which is
that's
where
why
they
we
used-
that's why we had posted.
And that
it.
was to catch us off guard.
Yep.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Chris.
All right, Jerry, thank you. Next up is Howard Katz, Treasury Report.
There we go. Good afternoon. I hope not to bore you to tears with a bunch of numbers. I'll try and make it quick. Can I have the clicker? Where's the clicker? Mr.
Chris, clicker?
Chris. It's a PDF. Just bring it up in Acrobat.
Can you do this?
Why don't we go, while we're waiting for technical, CCL, why don't you go ahead? Javier, can you give the CCL report or whatever you have for us today?
That's a PDF, Hernan. Other one. The other one, sir.
Are we going to do, which one do you want to do? I can do his now as well.
Let's let CCL, since they're up here. Can we do that first? Was that work, Chris?
Yes, that works. Just throw me the clicker.
No.
Careful.
Sorry. Yeah. All right, Rachel,
Awesome,
go
thank you.
ahead.
Third time's a charm, right?
There you go.
Figured out how to give it in PowerPoint. All right, good afternoon, Master Board, residents of Sun Lakes Country Club, great to see you. I wanted to give an update for you all on some things that we've been working on. So recap of our promotions, we did have some new menus start this week, new menu items on the Sand Wedge and the lounge menu. We also have some new items on the restaurant menu, so we encourage you to take a look at those. And we're continuing to run additional specials, so keep your eye out for all of that great information. And we wanted to provide a recap on the farmers market. Thank you all to those who came out. We had a much larger crowd than we had anticipated, so we really appreciate that. We did have some learning lessons there, and when we plan the next one, we'll make some adjustments with that planning. And then I also wanted to share with everyone that we did make a mistake, and we did charge you tax on your produce, which is a violation of the tax law. And so we will be refunding all of the tax back to you. So you will see that come back. We're partnering with our credit card processing company and our point of sale system. We've submitted all the reports to them, and they will be refunding your tax back to you. If for any reason you have any problems or issues with that, please let Javier know, and he will work directly with the Compass Tax and License Department and the point of sale to make sure that gets all corrected. So we apologize for that. We're not used to selling produce. Wanted to announce too, next week, very exciting, we are going to be launching the coffee and snack kiosk in the Pro Shop. So you'll be able to go there and get yourself an on-demand cup of coffee. We'll be offering different beverages and snack items. It will be a self-checkout kiosk. So you'll be able to scan the barcode or touch the screen and tell it what kind of coffee you got and pay with your credit card there. So we will be launching that. We'll be doing the install Tuesday and Wednesday next week with a full go live on the 3rd, and we'll be sharing some information, and we'll make sure that we're out there to help troubleshoot or help you learn the system if you need to. We are continuing the discussion of tables and chairs for the lounge and the Sand Wedge. And we are continuing discussions with the board for the master plan of the restaurant and the Sand Wedge. So I wanted to provide this update on where we are so far. It's a big decision. We want to make sure that we get it right and that we're picking the right materials. And so this is the chair style that we have decided. And the two fabric choices, we're looking at a fabric option for the back of the chair and a vinyl option for the base of the chair, so we can clean those easier, and then in a lighter tone than what is pictured here for the arms and legs. I think the board all agrees that this is a very comfortable chair. We've had several samples, and this is the most comfortable so far. And then we're looking at new tabletops for the lounge, trying to mirror what is there so it matches all the wood tones and everything that exists. And but a larger table. We're going to do 36-inch tables, so it'll be a little more comfortable to enjoy a meal at those tables. And then also replacement tables for tabletops for the Sand Wedge. The current tabletops are kind of breaking down and falling apart, so we're looking at tabletops for that. And then some quick updates. I got to manage both things here. Our top selling items for the month of July, we did 8,141 guest counts, which is an increase of 1,461 from the previous month of June. So thank you all for coming out. We love to see you. Once again, Sycamore Wine is at the top of the list, and our Well Vodka has taken over of the, I think it was Coors Light last month. And pretty much same number of cup of soup and sandwiches and french fries and Michelob Draft made it back on the list this month. Our Happy or Not score for the month of July is at 86%, and that's with 215 responses. That's an improvement over last month, where we only had 177 responses. So thank you for sharing your feedback in the Happy or Not kiosk. And lastly, some great events and things coming up in September. We're going to be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month in September. We're going to be doing some fun social media campaigns to help you learn and meet some of the staff, both in the front of the house and the back of the house. And we'll be doing some Latin-inspired specials. We're also going to be hosting a Taste of Asia on Thursday, September 19th, where we'll have kind of like our Italian nights, but it'll be Asian themed. And Labor Day weekend, we'll be doing barbecue specials on the 4th and the 5th. We'll also be celebrating Oktoberfest that starts in the middle of the month, and we'll be featuring some German specials as well as some German beer. And lastly is lobster special. We're doing lobster on, I don't want to say the wrong dates, but I think it's the 24th and the 25th, right?
25, 26.
25, 26, thanks, Javier. We're going to feature some special, I think a lobster roll in the sandwich in the lounge, and then the catch of the week in the restaurant will also be a lobster special. So lots going on. We really appreciate you all coming out and showing your support, and we will see you at the bar.
Thank you, Rachel. I guess just also get your Halloween costumes ready, because CCL is planning a nice Halloween event for everybody, so look forward to that. All right, Howard, you overcome your technical difficulties, we can get the treasurer's report.
Thanks. I just don't want to hide behind.
Okay.
While we're waiting, I think I'll do a soft shoe, dance, sing. There you go. Okay. Can you get it full screen? All right.
There you go, you're on.
Which one?
Okay.
There we go. All right, finally got it. All right, I'll try and go through the highlights, not all the detail. If you want the detail, send me an email to hkatz@sunlakecc.com, and I'll send you the whole report. I'm going to cover the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines with asterisks on this form, not all the others. The HOA operations revenue for the month of July, the actual revenue was $1,255,020. The budget was $1,202,456. So we were over the budget, or to the good, by about $52,500, which is excellent. Our expenses, the next line with the single asterisk, was $1,115,186, with a budgeted set of expenses of $1,061,716. So we were over budget by $53,000. So, but the net came out to, you can read it, $139,140,000 budgeted. We only lost $900, which was very good for us that month. The golf course expense was $222,068, budgeted $171,481. So our variance was we were over budget $50,587. F&B, we were over budget by $23,756. That wasn't for CCL because there's a CCL amount of some 2/3 of the actual F&B expense. The rest is maintenance and cleaning, like drain cleaning and utilities. So we spent about $20,000 that month on maintenance, drain cleaning, and utilities. They met their budget. So the combined total of all of those elements of the HOA operation was a loss of, by the variance of $75,249. All right. Our operating fund cash was $247,185, and our door fee investment total was $1,487,500, giving us a total operating fund of $1,734,686. So the thing to remember here is the door fee investment total of $1,487,500. Because if you go down to point 2, the door fee we received in 625 was $500 per home for 327 homes. We received $1,663,500 in June of last year as the door fee from Spectrum to sign their contract. All of those homes are part of our master association. 450 homes are in the sub-associations. We passed through 450 homes, $500 each, to the sub-associations so they could spend that money within their sub-associations. We should not have kept the money, which is good. So we distributed $225,000 to the sub-associations. Our net that we had was $1,438,500. So if you go back up to point 1, on the door fee investment, today we have $1,487,500. So we have then a surplus of $50,000 that has come from interest on that money for a little over a year. So all of the money that came in from the Spectrum door fee is still there. It has not disappeared, in case people wonder, have we spent it? Has it disappeared? Where is it? It's in the bank. There are 5 accounts in our general ledger that are specifically for that money based upon the amount per account, and it is all there, and you can see it by just looking at the financials this month. Okay. However, we have a contract with Spectrum. It's a 60-month contract, and there is a cancellation clause in the contract that says that if we cancel before the 60 months is over, we owe them some money back because we haven't completed receiving all that money. So what we did was divide the $1,663,500 by 60 months. We came up with $23,975. So we are amortizing that $1,600,000 over 60 months, $24,000 a month, and we're reducing it as an accounting entry by that much. And if we cancel the Spectrum contract before the 60 months is up, we'll owe them the unused segment times $24,000 each. So even though it's in the financials, what you look at, it says there's an we haven't received all of that money. The money is saved there in case we have to cancel a contract and refund the money. So everything is covered on the Spectrum door fee. And if anyone wants to go through that with me offline, I'll be happy to explain it again. But the money is there and we're guarding it. The two other interesting numbers here are capital fund balance under 4. So our capital fund balance is $1,100,000, and our reserve fund balance is $13,383,000. Oops, wrong way. All right. This, in essence, covers our operating funds. And you will see that the orange line in the middle of that chart is the orange line of the Spectrum door fee in the bank. See how it has grown a little bit every month over this past months based on the interest. So the cash position, which is the blue line on the bottom, if we take that cash position and add that orange line, we get to what our total operating funds have gone over the past several months, which is the green line up top. And the next chart shows the difference as we have amortized the door fee over the last several months. As if you look at basically the same curves, but the door fee has gone down because we're amortizing the door fee over some time. So basically saying that we're in very good shape, the money from the door fee is still in the bank, and we are in very good position with it. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. Let's move on to committee reports. Bingo Advisory. Have any report from Bingo Advisory? Common Area Advisory.
No, bingo's right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Snooze, you lose, Jamie. Come on.
We'll see if my voice holds up. Hi, Jamie Taylor, Bingo Advisory Committee. I just would like to invite all of you to come out to bingo. We have bingo on Tuesday nights here in the ballroom, except the first Tuesday of the month. We are dark. But every other Tuesday, from 6 p.m. till approximately 8:45, we play bingo. I do advise you to come early so that you can buy your bingo cards and get them prepped and get yourself something to eat and a beverage and relax before we start. You can play for as little as $7, and our standard games are $200 prize. Sometimes we bump it up to $300, like we did Tuesday night. I think we had 5 games at $300. And then we have 3 special games with a $500 prize. So you can actually win some good money, in addition to having fun with your friends. I would also like to invite anyone who's interested in volunteering. We could always use some volunteers to work the floor. It's not hard. You just call back the number on the card to the caller to verify the bingo. We could always use callers or anyone who would like to help sell cards. So if you would like to get involved with bingo, please come on a Tuesday night and talk to myself, Jamie, or Karen Royer. I think that's all I have to say. Come play bingo and have fun with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. Common Area, Doug Swinson.
Just a couple notes, as Chris alluded to earlier, when Monaco passed away, it was a big loss to Sun Lakes, big loss to the common area, the sub-association. His knowledge of what is going on here landscape-wise was invaluable, and it's going to be tough to get a replacement. We've got somebody here, but we're working with, but it's, 40 years of experience was unbelievable. So the common areas we're continuing to work and meet. Surprisingly, not surprising, I shouldn't say that, artistic maintenance, our operations staff, and the cleaning crew is doing a spectacular job. Our inspections are getting weak. It's like we're not doing our job because what we find is minimal in as far as the negative is concerned, and the operations staff is quickly taking care of the issues that we've got, so we're really, really happy with that. The only problem we got with the common area is that for the last 2 months, Howard, we've missed you as our liaison, and having been involved with meetings for 20 years as a liaison or as a board member, I find that's invaluable, and we like to make sure that we have our liaison at our meetings, and so I please would invite you to attend, please. Thank you.
Thanks, Doug. EPAP.
Candace Jenkins for EPAP. Good afternoon, Master Board, FSR, and fellow residents. It's that time of the year again when we're planning for the Great California Shakeout and the annual EPAP drill. The drill this year will be October 15th at 10:15 a.m. This year's scenario will be an earthquake which causes downed electrical power lines, and that causes a fire east of Sun Lakes. We have 7 training sessions starting August 31st. There are flyers in the lobby with the dates, times, and meeting rooms. These are all on different days, different times, so that we can accommodate all EPAP coordinators, district delegates, and zone captains. We also welcome any residents that wish to attend. And on September 1st, as Michelle already mentioned, we will be talking about disaster preparedness at the community awareness meeting. I hope many of you will attend. Thank you.
Thank you, Candace. Finance Advisory Committee, anybody here from Finance? How about Golf Advisory? Mike's not here. Library Advisory.
Good afternoon, and thank you for giving me a few minutes to tell you about some of the things that the Library Advisory Committee has been working on. My name is Laurel Stanley. As chair of the Library Advisory Committee, I'm very pleased with the progress we've made in our libraries over the past several months. Our goal is simple: to make our libraries easier to use, especially for residents who are new to Sun Lakes, while continuing to provide a good selection of books for everyone. One of the projects we started several months ago is developing series collections. Many of us enjoy reading a series, but it can be difficult to know which book comes next. We're now identifying and grouping books that are part of popular series so that residents can find them more easily and read them in the correct order. We've also worked hard to make our collections more useful and accessible. We have 25 new large print books in our libraries, as well as 15 new audiobooks, and we continue to look for ways to provide books that meet the needs and interests of our residents. These projects may seem small, but they make a real difference. Our libraries are run entirely by volunteers, and we want to make it as easy as possible for residents to walk into any of our libraries and understand immediately how everything works. On October 1st, we'll be having our annual free lunch for library volunteers. This lunch is our way of saying a heartfelt thank you to the people who work throughout the year to keep our libraries looking their best. We feel that recognizing and appreciating our volunteers is very important because without them, our libraries simply could not operate. The Library Advisory Committee is very proud of what our volunteers have accomplished. We are continually looking for ways to improve the libraries without spending unnecessarily. We also appreciate the support we receive from the community and the Master Board. Thank you.
Thank you. Lifestyles.
Good afternoon, Master Board, FSR, CCL, and fellow residents. My name is Linda Vieira, and I'm on the Lifestyles Advisory Committee. Lifestyles magazine is the best. Whoops. Lifestyles magazine is the best resource and the one most residents use to find out what's going on in our community every day. At 80 pages, it features pictures sent in by residents, plus articles from the Master Board, Delegate Assembly, Food and Beverage, Golf Pro, and all the different advisory committees. Clubs and groups send articles and photos about their activities to sunlakesnews@yahoo.com by the 6th of each month. The Lifestyles Advisory Committee meets on the 7th of each month, unless otherwise specified on weekends, to review and edit the articles that are submitted for each month's issue of the magazine. We also publish want ads and for sale items from residents at no cost, and hide a monthly joke for residents to find. We publish a special Friends We Will Miss section to keep friends and neighbors informed when a resident passes away, and the Centennial Corner, which honors any resident who is celebrating his or her 100th or more birthday. On page 2, we present a useful guide that includes the contact information for our clubhouses, Master Board members, administrative staff, advisory committee chairpersons, as well as when and where the committees meet, and other valuable information. If you use one of the advertisers in our magazine, send a positive review, please, to Courtney, who is our publisher, at sunlakesnews@yahoo.com. Photographs taken by residents of areas within Sun Lakes are used on the magazine cover. We also post pictures of residents on their vacations or of their beloved pets. If you're good at proofreading and are interested in joining us, please fill out a volunteer application form that you can get in the lobby, and we'll put you on our waiting list. If I may have a moment, Chris, to, I can figure out how to get out of here. Oh. Okay. It's with a heavy heart that I announce the death of Joe Formino. 1 month before his 102nd birthday. Passed away earlier, a week or so ago. Unfortunately, his obituary, his Friends We Will Miss, which I was about to read you, but I couldn't find it. It will be in October. But he was a powerful member of this community. And I remember when we moved here 17 years ago, his mantra, "We the people," or "It's the people," about Sun Lakes was very, very important, and it was so dear to his heart. He believed in Sun Lakes as a community. He took part in Sun Lakes as a community in so many different levels. He was a delegate. He was chairman of the Delegate Assembly. He was the first recipient of the Joe Formino Volunteer of the Year Award because he never stopped volunteering. He was a good friend to us, and we will miss him sorely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Marketing Committee.
Sorry, I pulled a muscle this morning playing tennis. Okay, Marketing Advisory Committee, Michelle Walter, chairperson. Don't forget to mark your calendars for our 40th year anniversary celebration, which will be held on Saturday, October 10th from 3:30 to 8:30 p.m. The marketing and restaurant and lounge committees have been working very hard to put on this fun-filled event celebration for the entire community and your guests. We will be having food trucks, popcorn, cotton candy, face painting, strolling magicians, balloon artists, along with 2 photo booths, games, and much more. Our restaurant, lounge, and sandwich bar and grill will still be open. We will have a drone show with music at 8 o'clock. This is super exciting. There will be free giveaways. However, you must show your Sun Lakes ID card. So there will be free giveaways, but you must have your Sun Lakes ID card. Just a reminder, there is no alcoholic beverages permitted anywhere on event grounds, not even if you bring your own wine to be corked. All alcohol and beverages must be purchased from CCL. We will have several bars set up outside for your convenience. One Too Many will be playing on the veranda from 6:30 to 9:30. August stats, active or coming soon are 74, 14 condos, prices from $245 to $355, 60 homes, prices from $249,900 to $675,900. In escrow right now there are 22, 6 condos, $235 to $345, 16 homes, prices from $295 to $474,900. Closed escrows so far this month, 2 condos, prices from $275 to $305, 9 homes, prices from $325 to $462, and Howard, 11 homes times the 2460 is giving us our $27,060. I want to give some kudos to Bonnie Seaver, as she is the one who compiles all the stats for me. I would like to thank her. She does a really good job. Also, she wanted me to mention that the homes for sale and open houses are once again being listed on sunlakescc.com website on the public side, so everyone can see, especially those who would like to tour the open houses. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. Master Architectural Committee.
Good afternoon, Master Board. Good afternoon, residents. I'm Roy Neerman. I'm the chairman of the Master Architectural Committee. Part of what I'd like to talk about is a little response to the lady who was up here earlier about some houses have violations and some don't. As the MAC, our responsibility is to enforce the rules and regulations when it comes to any exterior improvement. Unfortunately, as times have evolved, instead of getting a thick paper of rules and regulations and CC&Rs, now when you buy a house in Sun Lakes, you get a piece of paper that you sign that says, I have read and understand the rules and regulations and CC&Rs, and you haven't. We also have some problems with a few people who say, I bought a house here, it's my house, and I'm going to do whatever I damn well please. Those happen. We do not have a full-time person who goes around inspecting houses for violation. One of his many duties is to come up with violations. Normally when a house is sold, he inspects it, we get those violations corrected before the new owner takes over. But there are violations out here, and I admit it. If you see a violation, if it upsets you, contact Edgar at Planning and Compliance. He's our new planning manager. Give him the name of the residence and tell him what your complaint is. That's where the whole procedure starts. They send out a notice saying this is a violation. You must correct it within 30 days. If it isn't, it comes to the MAC. The MAC can review it. We can fine. We can require them to redo the improvement. We have even required houses to be repainted. So the only way we get that information, though, is through a complaint or through an inspection. So if you see these problems, it may not be that we're handling one house one way and another house the other way. It could be that one homeowner says, I'm going to do whatever I want to, and the other one says, I'm going to comply with what's requested. The other thing, we do not like to deny an application. We review about 75 to 80 applications a month. But when we get an application that says, I'm going to repaint my house, or I'm going to put in a new garage door, or I'm going to re-landscape my yard, we're going to deny it. We don't know what kind of paint you're going to paint. We don't know how you're going to redo your yard. Maybe you're going to redo it in bark, I don't know. And we're not going to improve a garage door without more information. No wooden garage doors are allowed. We are approving 30-70 applications where 30% is greenery, 70% is hardscape, rocks, concrete, whatever. We are still in a drought status, and as recently as a week ago, the federal government has reduced the water that California, Southern California, is going to get from Lake Mead by 10%. So we're still in a drought status, and we're going to remain in that status for a long time. Thank you.
Thanks, Roy. Procurement Committee, anybody from Procurement Committee? Recreation Advisory Committee?
Good evening, board members, and everyone on Channel 97. I need to wake up. It's taking a long time to get to this. Recreation has some fun things coming up. We have a comedy night on September 4th. That's just around the corner. We still have tickets available, $20 per person. And there is table seating, and we have 6 per table, so if you still want to come and have a fun night out, please do so, buy your tickets. Our fall garage sales are coming out also for October. They're the first 3 Saturdays in October. You'll find more information in your Lifestyle magazine. I'm going to refer you to the Lifestyles magazine because I know we have a town hall coming up, so I'm not going to take a lot of your time here. Community Shredding's coming up October the 9th. Again, refer to your Lifestyles magazine or look for some flyers out in the foyer. And we have a blood drive live stream October 30th, and that'll be in the multi-purpose room. You can get more information and make an appointment. They do take walk-ins, but if they fill up, you won't be able to get in. Looking forward to the Halloween time period. That's the time to bring your doggies out for the parade, and that will be held on Saturday, October 24th at 9 a.m. And we do have some criteria to rate the pups and their owners, because we have owners coming out that are dressed up as much as their puppies are. It is $7 per dog, and there's only 2 per residence. We're getting a little cuckoo out there. Residents were bringing like 3 dogs, and it was getting a little bit much. And they do have to belong to the resident. You can't bring your granddaughter's dog or the gardener's dog or whatever. It has to be the resident dog. So dress them up and bring them out. It's a lot of fun. The Fall Craft Fair. All you folks that have been taking all year, you crafters. There it goes, back on.
Gloria.
Now's the time to get your crafts together for November the 6th and the 7th. It is a lottery, so that you can pick a table, so that's going to be fun. Look for the flyer. It's coming out, and let's see, what do I have here? The flyers will be out on Monday, September 14th, and we'll be doing the lottery on Monday, October the 5th at 9 a.m. So please look for that. I know a lot of folks have been asking me when the Fall Craft Fair was going to come out. And then we also are going to have our Veterans Day event on November the 14th. And I want to do a shout out to Michelle and her crew putting together our anniversary. I think that's going to be great. And once again, if you need any help, the Recreation Advisory Committee is willing to come out and help you. It's a big one. And get ready for the town hall, folks.
Thank you, Gloria. RV Committee.
Good evening. To the Master Board, CCL, to those here this afternoon and home on television, this is the Sun Lakes RV Lot Report, August 2026. I'm going to pause after this first bit that I have because coming in here, it's changed a bit. Security Chief Michael Romero gave a report on the department's use of the new lot cop. In this report, the department is very pleased with the additional level of security this unit provides in concert with the newly installed ribbon wire and the presence of a staff security officer. The unit's value is in deterrence, observation, and providing real-time evaluation for what's going on in the RV lot. Since the presence of our on-duty nighttime officer and now the lot cop, in addition to the ribbon wire, there have not been any reports of RV property damage nor a theft. The addition of the highly visible lot cop, the security officer's ability to immediately respond to suspicious activity, and the ribbon wire fencing are proving to be a very effective deterrent in protecting the property for our Sun Lakes residents. It has come to my knowledge that I think the Safety Committee has asked that the staff officer stop at the end of this week and won't be there in the evening.
That is correct.
Okay.
But that wasn't from the Safety Committee.
Oh, that wasn't?
That was from the board.
From the board. Okay. Moving on. The committee was approached about possibly storing the CCL event truck in the RV lot. Upon review of the recreational vehicle storage area rules, quote, "No commercial vehicle shall be allowed in the lot for storage," close quote, the committee voted no to the request. And a phone call to CCL, Rachel confirmed the truck is no longer on site. There will be a sign placed on the entrance gate of the RV lot stating the lot's hours of operation and a contact number for security to call if after hours access is requested. It should be noted the lot is closed from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. A second sign will be placed inside of the lot exit gate requesting the driver not drive off until the gate is fully closed, easily viewed using the rig's side view mirrors. During a lot inspection by committee members, the following non-compliance issues were discovered. Vehicles without current lot stickers, 11. Signs of prolonged non-use, 2. Shredded tarp or covers, 3. Extension cord strung from an RV 2 spaces over to the power plug at the lamp post, 1. This information is being sent to operations, and letters will be sent out to the owners with a next step instruction that will reflect an expected timeline for corrections to be addressed. It should be noted, a non-compliant vehicle can stay in the lot overnight. If the vehicle remains in the lot the following evening, Security Patrol will document this event and will notify the owner with what action needs to be taken. But more to the point, it is not unreasonable to have a non-stickered vehicle in the lot, such as when a tow vehicle, or in the case of the Class A rigs that tow the little passenger car, that those vehicles might be out for servicing and the daily driver that isn't stickered left in the lot overnight. It is the prolonged stay of a vehicle, trailer, or whatever that is registered with the state of California. If their stay is prolonged and does not have a sticker hooked to it. Respectfully submitted, Richard Fetterman, Chairman, Sun Lakes Committee.
Thanks, Richard. Do we have anything from Restaurant and Lounge Committee? Safety Advisory Committee? And Mike, while you're up there, can you talk about, we're trying to move, I'm trying to move this along, and you have something from the committee with regard to stop sign. Can you talk about that also?
Yes, we're recommending moving the stop sign that's currently on Glen Eagles and Pine. Moving it to in front of the crepe myrtle tree that's there, so it's more visible to people that are coming in through Gate 5. The street curves there, and it doesn't become visible until the last minute, and that's why there's been issues with people running that stop sign.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, regarding the other items on the safety committee, good afternoon, board, management, CCL, residents here, and those of you on Channel 97 who are watching. The past 30 days have been a relatively quiet reporting period from a security standpoint here at Sun Lakes, with no major incidents requiring significant intervention from Securitas. The RV storage lot continues to receive security attention. The recently installed lot cop it actually does help with the security there and has proven to be a valuable addition by providing enhanced monitoring and visibility of vehicles entering and exiting the facility. Parking citations have declined since the parking enforcement project was instituted. We know that unauthorized parking is an issue to many residents here, and our security officers are doing a good job in identifying and citing those vehicles. Please contact myself or security if you are aware of any unauthorized parking. Please remember our warnings about solicitors knocking on your door and report any of these occurrences to security. Traffic control continues to be a focus of security here, and patrol will make a report if they observe any excessive speed, stop sign infractions, or reckless driving. The Safety Advisory Committee and Securitas have a common goal of making Sun Lakes a safe place to live for all of us. Please remember, keep your dogs on a leash and pick up after them. Keep your garage doors closed. Obey traffic speed limits and traffic signs, and slow down and drive defensively. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Pardon me? Jonathan, go ahead. Securitas.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lieutenant Jonathan Roman. I'm one of the security managers here for Sun Lakes Country Club. For the period of July 12th through August 12th, I'd like to provide a brief overview of our security activity and the areas we continue to focus here at Sun Lakes. Overall, there was a relatively quiet reporting period for our major incident standpoint, but security remained active throughout the community, and these are for dates July 12th through August 12th. We documented just over 1,000 activity reports, including 66 major incidents and 937 minor or routine activities. Much of that activity involved patrols, community watch checks, and access monitoring, facility checks, parking enforcement, and responding to concerns before they develop into larger incidents. So thankfully, our staff has been able to keep everything down and solve any issues at the ground level, which is always fantastic. Looking at our major incident activity, suspicious activity was the largest category with 13 reports. We also have 7 unsecured door reports, 7 unsecured gate reports, and 7 assistance calls. There were 3 confrontations during this period, but no reported thefts, assaults, or significant property crimes associated with these incidents. RV storage lot continues to be one of our focuses. The RV lot storage generated 224 reports during this period, making it our most active location. It is important to note that these reports include routine patrol, verification, and monitoring activities and do not represent 224 separate incidents. The positive trend is that the daily reporting rate decreased approximately 19% compared to the previous 90-day period. We have also strengthened security in the RV lot through the Lot Cop intelligent camera system and enhanced physical perimeter protection, including the concertina wire. These measures provide additional visibility and another layer of protection for the area. At this time, I'm happy to report that we have 0 incidents of anyone attempting to come in. I think it's done a fantastic job. Gate security. Gate 3 had the highest gate-related activity during the reporting period with 29 reports. Security conducted a CCTV review involving a vehicle following another vehicle through the gate before the arm had completely reset. The review did not identify an equipment malfunction. The issue was related to vehicle behavior. Gate 3, I think during the evening, it's kind of facing the sun, and so a lot of people tend to not see the light. So we are asking everyone to slow down there. We continue to remind residents and guests to allow the vehicles ahead of them to completely clear the gate and allow the arm to completely reset before proceeding. This helps protect the equipment and reduce the opportunity for unauthorized entry. So yeah, Gate 3 is one of the ones that gets hit a lot, so you'll see us out there. But we are working on hopefully figuring a better solution for that. Parking enforcement. Now that the special parking enforcement project has concluded, during the project, officers observed 850 vehicles parked on community streets. Of those, 692 were authorized and 158 citations were issued. Overall, the community compliance was 81.4%, so that's an excellent number, definitely up from our last project. The project also gave us useful information about where the compliance issues are occurring. Specifically, Districts 7, 8, 2, and 18 had some of the highest citation rates. Going forward, we'll use that information to focus enforcement in higher violation areas while maintaining random patrols throughout the community. Patrol activity. Our officers completed 3,300 verified checkpoint scans across 53 locations during the reporting period, averaging approximately 107 verified checkpoints each day. Overnight activity accounted for approximately 68% of our logged activity, driven largely by parking enforcement, garage door checks, community watch activity reports, perimeter checks, and gate security verifications. This provides an important measure of our overall coverage and confirms that security activity continues throughout the community, including during the overnight hours. Looking ahead, our priorities moving forward will remain traffic safety, gate security, parking compliance, and the RV lot storage and any suspicious activity. We will continue addressing speeding, stop sign violations, improper gate entries, and parking concerns through the visibility and education. We will also continue monitoring suspicious activity and trespassing. During this reporting period, we had 13 suspicious activity reports and 1 trespassing report, with those matters resolved without any escalation necessary. Overall, I would characterize this period as quiet from a major incident perspective, but active from a security standpoint. Our focus remains on prevention, visibility, and using our activity data to direct resources where they're needed the most. We will continue monitoring the trends and maintaining a proactive, layered security presence throughout Sun Lakes. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Roman.
Gentlemen, I have a comment.
Sure.
Mr. President, I have a comment. Thank you for giving us the facts. We don't get that much here at Sun Lakes. Thank you for what you do.
Absolutely, sir. Anytime.
Thank you, Jonathan. We're going to move on to the consent agenda. We are limited on the amount of time we have left, as we have a 5:30 meeting we must prepare for. So with that, Master Board, we have the consent agenda. On item 5 of the agenda, we have 2 items. One is the acceptance of the minutes for 7/22/2026, and we also have a resolution to record lien. We also have the financial statement packet, receive and file, for the July 31st Sun Lakes financials. And I will read the accounts on the resolution to record a lien. Account 0546-01, 1176-01, 1892-03, 2043-02, 2514-01, 2668-01, 2717-02, 2858-02, 2901-01. Those are the items listed on the resolution to record lien. That is on the consent agenda for the board to approve at this time.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as written by the general manager. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Joe, is that you?
Sir, yes.
Yes, thank you. 5-0, that is approved.
So I'm going to go through, we have some committee appointments. We have a committee appointment to the Common Area Committee. Doug Swenson recommends Linda McClure for the Common Area Committee. I make a motion to accept the recommendation and Linda McClure added to the Advisory Committee. Can I have a
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have recommendations for the Bingo Committee. We have a recommendation from Carolina to recommend Ann Hoford to the Bingo Committee, Bob Solomon Billings to the committee, and a substitute member, Dana Hill. And substitute member Elaine Swope, and substitute member Gail Stanley. I make a motion to accept these appointments to the bingo committee. All in favor?
Second.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
We have a committee recommendation. Mike Volz talked about it, to to move the stop sign on the eastbound lane of Glen Eagles and Pine Valley. This is a recommendation of the Safety Committee. I'll make a motion that we approve the recommendation of the Safety Committee. Do I have a second?
Yes.
I have a comment. I'd like
Go
to
ahead.
table it till we can look at it.
There's a motion to table it. Do I have a second on the motion to table? I second it. I think the board would like to take time to go out and look at this, the sign, and make a decision. So we're going to table it to the next meeting.
Take the vote, please.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No member comments at this time for that.
Sun Lakes Country Club group request. Sun Lakes Art League President Dave Henke has provided a request to create and display banners for the upcoming Art Walk to be held on September 12th. He has provided a written request. I make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second with a question. Second with a question.
What's the question? Go ahead.
Who's paying for this?
That seems unclear to me. Is there, Chris, do you have any answer on that?
Linda, do we have the Art League paying for that?
Yes.
Yes, so the Art League is paying for those signs.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Linda.
And is there any member comments on this?
Any member comments on the signage for the Art League? Call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
Group requests, new group. Sun Lake Recreation Committee has reviewed a presentation from the ballet group. The ballet group wishes to form a strength training group. The Recreation Committee reviewed and recommended the board approve via a unanimous vote. I make a motion that we approve with the approval of the recommendation of the Recreation Committee, the ballet group.
Second.
All in favor?
Wait, member comments? Any member comments?
I have a board comment. Go ahead, Ms.
Is there any comments?
Ann has.
Ann?
I need you to come up, Ann, sorry.
That's why I was going to make that comment. She could say.
We're on countdown mode, sorry.
Ann Hofert. Will this take away from any of the other exercise groups?
No,
I mean, we're having trouble right now with bookings.
Well, I understand that, Ann.
So this will not?
Well,
Mrs.
I can't
Pena,
say
are
that
you
for
here
sure.
the Recreation Committee? Gloria? Or Linda? Or Angelica? Or Javier?
That's funny.
Hello, everyone. So this new forming group is not a class. It's a new forming group. It will be treated just like the regular group and club. It will be on Tier 5 lottery system.
Okay, thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Linda.
Also, why don't we all give a hand to Linda since she's be leaving? Thank you very much, Linda.
You can't say anything. Oh.
She can't say
Cut off by Hernan, that's him, that's not me. It's been a pleasure working with you, and we'll miss you, Linda. Okay, there's a motion and a second. We don't want Linda to cry, so we can take a vote on this. This is a group,
Call
not
for the
a-
vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr.
With
President, we did miss one. It was just brought to me by the kind Mr. Walter. We missed the appointment on item A, new business of the district delegate, Anne Marie Henko.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I
We're-
did miss that.
I didn't want Gail Billick finding me in the parking lot after this. So we have, it would be the recommendation by Chairperson Gail Billick to appoint to District 21 alternate Anne Marie Hanko, term serving September 1st, 2026 to April 8th, 2028.
So moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any member comments?
Okay.
Um,
Call for the vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect.
Thank you all for your patience. As you may know, there's another event happening in just a few minutes, 5:30. We're having a town hall on the decision with regard to the management company. So if you're not already bored, stick around. We'll bore you some more.
Board member comments?
Oh, I'm sorry. Closing statements. Any? Okay, Carly, go ahead. Carly. Well, does Carol have a comment?
Okay. Yes. I want to take a few minutes to share my position on the management company decision because I believe transparency is extremely important, and I ran for the board on that principle. It has taken approximately 2 years to get to this point, and the board has now selected Troon, and I wanted to be very clear that I did not vote for Troon. I am also uncomfortable with the process that brought us to this decision. In my opinion, we did not have a complete RFP process put out for competitive bids. I believe that is an important part of making a decision for this magnitude. But there's something else I want to say. I look around at what is happening here in Sun Lakes, and sometimes I think we are losing sight of why we chose to all live here. We moved here because of the beauty, the serenity, and the sense of community. There's an old saying, love thy neighbor. We can disagree, we can have different opinions, we can agree to disagree, but we should not be arguing with one another or allowing our differences to divide this community. At the end of the day, we all have the same goal, to do what is right for our community, our neighbors, at our home, Sun Lakes Country Club. I'm not saying this to create conflict, I'm saying it because I feel I owe it to the homeowners to be honest about where I stand. Let's remember that we are neighbors first. We may not agree, but we should respect each other and enjoy our lives here at Sun Lakes. Thank you.
Thanks, Carly. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, mine's much quicker, but I think equally as important. Mr. Charles and June Baker, I'd like to make a comment about these residents. They were married on August 26, 1951, and I just want to say happy 75th anniversary to you both.
Howard?
No comments, thank you.
All right, with that, the meeting is adjourned.